It's been an honor working with you, sir. You've been my life's work for the past 15 years, and I'll never forget you. And we'll never look back. God damn. Oh, you control yourself, Kishi. Hate to see him go, but love to watch him leave. Never again, though. Never again. Ah, fuck, who am I kidding?
Kishimoto! Hey!
Yeah, so
Hey!
Kishimoto took an L.
The biggest L I've seen.
So let me talk about this. Let me start first.
Of course.
Listen. Before we get into shitting on this man, let me just be clear.
And know that this will be a relentless shitting.
Like, to be fair, okay,
we are clamping his mouth open.
This is post Taco Bell shit.
Oh God!
Issues with Naruto. I hated Shippuden. There's no denying. I hated Shippuden. Part 1 Naruto was definitely a classic. I have no issues with Naruto fully. Is it the best series ever? No, but is it still enjoyable? Yes.
Brad, like your TikTok.
Yeah, Naruto IMHO is mid. It's like 6 out of 10. It's enjoyable, but yeah.
So with that being said, can we just talk about the fact that technically we can officially say that Kishimoto is a one-trick pony now?
Yes! Finally! I've been saying it for years!
Like
one-trick pony that cannot write a coherent fucking female character.
If you
all.
If you don't know what we're talking about, let me just be the guy. Because we can't assume everyone knows what we're talking about here. Kishimoto. On his big old high horse, he's like, yeah, he's swirling the wine glass like, yes, after the success of Naruto, I am washing my hands of the series. I give that filth to my editor, Boruto. Never wanted any of that, but I suppose if Shonen wants, I'm going to go and create new adventures of writing. Fucking Samurai 8 flops. Fucking gets canned after 50 chapters for a big 3 author, and then he's like, hey guys, hey, you know what? I'm coming back. I'm just going to take Boruto back.
Did I hear that you might kill off the main character of my franchise? How fucking dare you, sir? This is
man,
now my
literally,
property again.
Literally. It's unbelievable. Like, I'm just thinking of I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, Therm, didn't you have a good metaphor for this?
I did, but I
that was 3 days ago.
It's gone from my brain. Either way, point being, it does not look good. It's a very bad look, to like run back. It just reeks of like, fuck, I need something to do and I have to attach myself to my previous works. It's like, it's like, it's kind of like the same feeling when anyone makes like a reboot of something they made before. Like George Lucas clinging to Star Wars for so long. You know what I mean? It's just it's like I think, and it's sad because I can understand that mentality. You make something that's really good and you're like, how am I ever going to escape the shadow of that thing? I get it. But like the man should have just, I don't know, man, you should have just retired. Like I refuse to believe that you are going to enjoy writing Boruto. This is because you either want more money or you're like desperate to stay in the limelight. IMHO.
Because I'm just like, because it's funny because not even Akira Toriyama does this. Like, the thing is,
that's a good example of a guy who literally was like, I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, what the issue with Akira Toriyama is that Akira Toriyama, he loves to write, but like after Dr. Slump, he was just like, which was successful in his own right, he wanted to make Dragon Ball, and like he was tired of Dragon Ball. Literally, like he was literally a Togashi. Like Togashi was tired of Yu Yu Hakusho. Like towards like the third arc, like that's why he was like the
last difference between Togashi and Toriyama let them make him fucking do it for a while. Togashi was like, no. Fuck you.
And like Toriyama was like, after he wanted to end it, I think at Frieza Saga, and they were like, no. Then he went to end it at Cell Saga, and then he was like, no. And then Majin Buu was like his final straw. But then like after that, he was good. Like he had nothing more to prove as an author. He was like, yeah, I made my gag series, Dr. Slump. I made my gag series turned shonen which is hugely successful even now back in the 80s, Dragon Ball. Like now he has nothing more to prove. Now the only thing that he really does for his free time is either help Namco or whatever video game company that's doing it with an adaptation of it, helping them with the movies or whatnot.
They
or
call him up and they're like, "Hey, you want to just draw a new character real quick?" Sure.
Yeah,
Shit's out of character.
He's retired, but he's retired in his own way. Like he still does what he loves, drawing, creating characters, but he doesn't like make it his life anymore.
That's respectable shit right there. That's like, oh yeah, I'll help out the fandom, right? Like if Kishimoto was like, oh sure, I'll draw a new character for the new Naruto video game. That's awesome, right? But this, yeah, it's as Thurman says, this would be like if Toriyama now, like imagine if Toriyama was like, hey guys, what's up? I'm actually gonna start writing the Super manga now.
Yeah, because it's just like Toriyama's just he has nothing more to prove. He's done. Like, yeah, I don't think you necessarily have to retire as a mangaka. I don't think being
not at all.
Like, a mangaka is like there are certain careers that you don't have to retire from. I think music, you don't have to retire from music. I think it's stupid that people think Eminem should retire just because he's 50 years old.
Fuck
no,
that.
If he can still
He's
rap,
still
let him rap.
bopping.
You know?
I will
Yeah,
say too, like, I would respect Kishimoto, just so it doesn't come off as like, oh, I think he should retire. If Kishimoto, like, just kept trying new series, even if they kept flopping, I'd respect that. Like, hey, man, you're just making shit, you're having fun, that's great. You know what I mean? Maybe if he did a couple one-shots, you know, like, Kubo, a good example with Kubo, I wish that he talked for a long time about wanting to be a fashion designer. Like, pursue your dreams, my man. Don't feel like you have to be tied down by your previous successes.
Yeah, I mean, shit, he has enough money to do so. Bleach and Naruto have been making them bank.
There's
People
no
still
way
buy
he
the
needs
back
money,
ones.
yeah.
Like, Kishimoto does not need money right now. I'd be shocked if he was bankrupt. Like,
Unless he's bought like 3 mansions.
Like, with all the video games they're making, with all the merchandise they're making, with all the backlog sales he has, like, it's literally, there's no way he's not making money. So to me, it seems kind of like I really want to see an interview with him, what the reasoning for him coming back, because we're using with the Toriyama situation, like Toriyama's just chilling. Like I guarantee you, Jump asked him, "Hey Toriyama, you ever think about making a new series?" He'd probably be like, "No, get the fuck out of my office." I'm good. Right? And it's just like clearly Kishimoto still has love for writing. Obviously, Samurai 8 didn't flopped, but he can still try again. But to me, it feels like he's just like, okay, I have nothing to go back on, so I'm just gonna go Boruto for a little bit. Because like even like Rohei Tomura, David, you probably know who this is, the hard-boiled cop and dolphin author. He found success for Beasley Bub, and then his next 2 series didn't do so well. Hungry Mary got axed at chapter 19 or 20, I believe, and hard-boiled cop and dolphin is on the chopping block. I hope it survives, but you never know. But he seems like the kind of guy that's just like, okay, I had one successful series, but that'd be like him being like, oh, okay, 2 of my series flopped. I guess it's time to go back and make like a new Beasley Bub spinoff. Like he's not doing that. He wants to try a new series and he wants to have fun. He's not gonna. Or
like
give up
if the Toriko guy, like instead of Build King, it was like some weird fucking Toriko thing. Like yeah.
Like like some of these authors who either found success and want to come back, or flopped and want to come back. They're looking at and trying new stuff. They're not going back to their old successful series just to save face. That's what I feel like Kishimoto's doing. So I'm just kind of like I thought you wanted to be done with Boruto. Like, why are you coming back? Because if he wants to end it, does he want to end it? Because I know Boruto sales are not doing well. I know the only reason why it's still going on is because the anime is extremely popular. But it's just like
they might be hoping that Kishimoto can breathe new light into it. Also, go ahead, David. I know you've been trying to talk for a while.
Yeah. So I see 3 things here. The biggest one was like the rumor that Kodachi, Kishimoto's assistant, was trying to kill off Naruto. That was a big rumor going around. Like, how dare they try to kill off Naruto? How dare they try to end that legacy?
I will say, in that situation, I would rather the main, like the actual author of the series, like be the one to kill it. It would feel weird, you know what I mean? Like imagine if, like the Dragon Ball Super guy killed off Goku in Super, like genuinely, and like
I doubt Toriyama would care.
Well, yeah, no, Toriyama wouldn't care.
Toriyama had tried for years to kill off Goku.
Yeah, no, that's true. But like, no, I'm genuinely saying though, like I'm imagining, like as a fan, I have to imagine, right? Like if someone took over and wrote like a Hunter x Hunter novel, and like in said novel, like, you know, not one of the main characters, like let's say Aunt Mito, like Gon's fucking mother figure just dies in this novel, and it's like not even Togashi involved, I'd be like, bitch, what? So like I can kind of get that from a Naruto fan's perspective, but I hope they don't bitch out of it. Like I hope it's like Kishimoto takes over and then still kills him, but just does it his way.
See, they're trying to plan the new generation, like from the get-go in Boruto. Like it's hypothesized that he's going to die, like from chapter fucking 1.
Wasn't there like a whole flash forward to the future in chapter 1 where fucking Boruto's all like war torn and like punished Snake?
Yes. Like
that looks like a man with a dead dad right there.
Like that's been the forethought in the fucking rumor mill for a while now, and then now it's seeming like they were actually going to go through with it, and that's like, no, you can't do that. So that's the main reason I'm seeing is like Kishimoto's like, I'm doing this. If somebody's killing my creation, I'm going to do it. Or he's like, bitch, no, you can't kill off Naruto. Naruto is what makes this franchise money.
That would be respectable.
Kind of like the.
Now, see, I will reverse all criticism if Kishimoto just comes in for like 5 chapters just to end it. Like instead of like
honestly, that's what I first thought he was gonna do. When I heard this, I was like, is he just trying to end it? Like, Dave, you asked me in the Discord, I was just like, why does he even want to come back to Boruto? I assumed he just wanted to end it.
Like, I'm imagining, like the metaphor I'm imagining here is like they're leading fucking old Yeller, like the dying, like just decrepit dog, like, and they're slowly leading it back, and they're trying to give it a final day. They're like giving it a chew toy, and it's just like, oh, it's so sad. And then Kishimoto just comes up, fucking rips the shotgun out of the guy's hand, and just like, just fucking kill it. Like if that's what Kishimoto's doing, respect. Somehow I doubt.
Yeah. And this is a man desperate to come back and please the fans after a failure. Like, see, I can still do good. Please respect me. Please love me.
And it's so funny too because his fans are eating it up. Like,
no, I'd be hyped too. I can't even fucking blame them. Like if I was huge into Naruto, I'd be hyped. I'd be like, fuck yeah.
Like people are like it's but my thing is getting to the point where people are just like insulting his editor and saying he's a shitty writer. And like, cause I've seen both sides. I've seen the Naruto stands being like, yeah, finally Boruto can be good again. And then I've seen people being like, no, I like the way the current author was taking things, a different look on Naruto and everything like that. And one of the biggest things I found extremely hilarious is like this new author actually gives female characters what they need.
Ding. They're not a one-dimensional like waifu material.
I swear to God, every single retweet of the black people, black Twitter that I've seen commenting on it, it's just like, if Kishimoto's coming back, then rest in peace all the female characters.
That's so fucking funny, bro. Like, straight up, people need to... they're all going to start, like, talking... Literally, they're going to go from, like, actual humans to, like, the chapter Kishimoto takes over, they're all going to start talking about boys they like and shit.
Yep. Cause that's crazy. Cause I knew that from Red told me that the female characters in Naruto were poorly written, but like I didn't know that was like well known. I thought
I was funny. I loved seeing that too because I didn't know if that was just like a me criticism or not. But it's good to know that like the world thinks so. Yeah,
like a lot of people on Twitter say like, because it's funny too because. On these anime groups, you always see like who's the best wife. You see like Naruto, you see like Ino there, like Tsunade, and like you see all these like Naruto characters. Naruto. You see like all these Naruto women characters in like these top 10 lists and everything like that. But like when you deep down to it, like people are just like, yeah, Naruto female characters are fucking terrible.
Yeah, Naruto women are like what incels assume women are, like just like blank slate, like flesh bodies to fuck, you know what I mean? And that's what I like about other manga that really like give them personalities, because like the more you do that, the more it makes someone think like, wait a minute, they're people just like us. That's really important to put into people's minds, especially like, you know, and I say this fully knowing that I was once this loser weebs that don't know how to socialize. Like, it's very important to fucking not reinforce the stereotype that femoids are like this alien race. And the way, I'm not, keep in mind, this is not me like saying Kishimoto's sexist and he's like purposefully doing this. I just think it's an inherent bias he has, because like, I think it's pretty objective. Like, he writes women much simpler than his men characters. I mean, for God's sakes, one of Sakura's big moments was cutting her damn hair. Like, yeah, cut my long hair and made it short hair, motherfucker.
She had like there's a meme out there like you could have killed her like this,
Yeah.
this, and this. Like all those were vital points. Nope, cut the hair. No,
Yeah,
but like,
and I will never get over. And I've talked about this moment a lot, but like the moment where, what the fuck was her name? Karen, I think. Karine. The red. I think she's red-haired, and
you're right.
Yeah,
Karine, yeah.
And she's like obsessed with Sasuke, like all the women are, of course. But
not to the normal level, but stalkerish.
Well, yeah, no. What's bad about this is that like there's literally a moment where like a huge moment where Sasuke finally goes over like the deep end and he becomes like irredeemable, or he fucking should have been. He literally like stabs through her. It's like the most worst thing you can do to someone. He stabs through her to kill Danzo, and he's like, yes, this is all you ever were to me, just a useless puppet, yada, yada, yada. And then the next scene, like hundreds of chapters later, she wakes up in a hospital, and she has this like photo of Sasuke, and she tries to step on it, and she's like, I can't do it! I love him! I'm like, Kishi, my dude, my man, what the fuck? And then I think there was a line, I swear there was a moment where Sakura and her talked, and they were just like I get it, Sasuke, he's just irresistible. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So there's definitely that. There's definitely the like whammon for the sake of being whammon.
Mm-hmm.
Just there for eye candy. And there's the other issue that I think Kishimoto has. It's the failure to deliver.
The failure to adapt with the times as well. He still writes like it's fucking like late 90s shonen, yeah. And Thurman brought that up really well, I thought, last time.
Yeah, so Red, I think you can agree with me here. And Thurman, I don't know if you read as far into Naruto or finished Naruto, but everything with Kaguya.
Yeah, random fucking supervillain in the last 15 chapters. Very strange choice.
Yeah. So, like, literally, you have Madara, who was set up to be, like, the big bad, who was a puppet for fucking Zetsu, of all things. The most useless fucking character. And then he was a puppet for fucking
Zetsu
Kaguya.
became, like, the clone troopers, if I remember correctly. Like, it was just, like, you know,
he
fucking
was like the
useless
goddamn
bowling
Putty
pit.
Patrol.
Yeah.
He was like the fucking Putty Patrol in the fucking Power Ranger series. I hated it. The entire endgame for Naruto was utter fucking dog shit. Prove me wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the only thing Naruto had that was good, in my opinion. I think it had phenomenal fights. I think it had a really good power system. And that's really about it. Like, because literally even the non-female characters, like I will never get over the way they talk in Naruto. Like, and I've made this joke before, but they talk like they're in a Shakespearean play. They're like, Naruto, you'll never understand my pain. He's like, Sasuke, I can understand your pain because we're friends. Like, I love manga. Like one of the reasons I love Chainsaw Man. One of the reasons I'm loving Jujutsu Kaisen. One of the reasons even My Hero Academia, for the most part. I'm trying to think of other good examples. Like these series. They all... Oh, Full Metal Alchemist is another good example. The dialogue is like really... It just feels like real people talking. You know what I mean? Whereas in Naruto, it never feels like real people talking. It feels like I'm playing like a medieval fucking RPG. Like a fantasy RPG.
Hey!
Yeah.
Honestly, like most manga and Jump now have dialogue.
They got that good dialogue now, yeah. And I don't remember much of Samurai 8, but like, how was his female characters in that? How was his dialogue in that? I don't remember.
And this is why we have concern, Red.
Mostly just the creepy forced laughter. Thurman, did you read it? I want to ask a sane person that's not like halfway to Drunk Town.
Let's see. Female characters were
Oh, no.
It's so funny too because now that I know how his writing was in Naruto, like I legitimately felt like I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest, low key, the way
he gets it.
The way Kishimoto writes women, he's low key suspect of being misogynist. Low key suspect.
That's for Thurman to say. Listen, for Thurman's our ultimate anti-SJW over here. Okay, for Thurman to say that must be bad.
Like low key,
the fucking characters in Samurai 8 were like horribly written.
Also,
every character
and Thurman, hold that thought because I do want to hear the rest of that thought. But Kishimoto relies too much on aesthetic. Okay, his aesthetic is always good. The art's good. The world looks cool, but he relies on it. Like, it survives on it. Samurai 8 was bleeding with aesthetic. It had really unique designs and all that shit. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, cool. The designs are cool, but it means nothing to me. You've not explained like why things are designed like this or like made it mean something. Character designs that mean something are like Senku from Dr. Stone, where like, you know, he has the equals MC square on there because it helped him regain his sanity. Or like even another example from Dr. Stone is the all the cracks on their face. Those are cool character designs because they mean something in the plot. Whereas Samurai 8, when you don't attach the aesthetic to the plot, it feels like they're completely separate. Like if you could rip the plot out and totally separate from the art, and it just, I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel about Kishimoto stuff a lot. But anyway, go ahead, finish your thought.
Because it was just like, because what gets me about Kishimoto and everything, it's just like comparatively to all, because I don't know why people stand his series so much. Probably nostalgia, but it's just like Naruto itself. Like, I'm not gonna say he's like the shittiest writer ever, because there are people who are worse, but legitimately, like Samurai 8, it was just like it literally felt like he had the princesses there, like just because, like
as a video game, like your princess is another castle type situation.
Like, bro, like you.
So he literally made them like the object to win. Is that what happened?
Like, so, because I'm not gonna say I don't think he is. I'm not gonna imply that at all. I'm not.
You can be subconsciously or like you know, like you can have a subconscious bias where like you don't, like if you were to ask Kishimoto like, yo, do you think women are lesser and inferior? I have a funny feeling he'd be like, of course not. But like you can also be like raised a certain way, or just maybe his dad was like fucking bitches, and then it's like in his fucking subconscious. Like my dad constantly would say shit to me like, women are unable to be funny. Like you will never meet a funny woman in your life. And I was like, Jesus, Dad.
Your dad does need punched in the face. You do know that, right?
Yeah. Well, because my dad's take on that was the one funny woman in the world was, I don't remember what her name is, but that bitch from fucking. Why am I saying that bitch? That's so mean. She's nice. What's
She's
her name?
a great person. Love her personality, right, Red?
What the fuck? The motherfucker from Saturday Night Live who plays like Hillary Clinton and Elizabeth Warren. She's like the main woman in Saturday Night Live. She is really funny.
I don't do the SNL.
Either way, that was like my dad's like one funny woman. He was like that full fucking like boomer stage, like don't get married, it's hell, blah 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 blah.
Well, I mean, that's a debate for another video, maybe.
I mean, it depends on who you get.
True.
It's just
also don't have kids. Like literally, I've been, especially like being someone who's in a new relationship, I've been doing a lot of Googling of like what are the factors that keep a relationship going, and literally number one on every list I found was like, don't have kids. Having kids is the biggest strain on a relationship ever. Yeah.
Because it's just so funny to me that that everything going on with just like how, because Kishimoto, like I like, because we have so many good examples now. Like people have to realize that, yeah, Naruto is a part of your childhood, but there are better series out there now. Like, yes, you can like what you like, you know, like it's just stupid to try to make it seem like Kishimoto coming back, it could be a good thing to you, but it's just like the man has nothing more to prove.
There
Like,
are a group
at
of
this
people.
At this point, all he's doing is proving he's a one-trick pony.
Yes, and
Because you
that's
have to- you
sad.
have to
Like
remember-
we're not trying to make fun of him. I mean, in a way, a little bit, but like it's one of those things where like it's mostly just sad. Like I feel bad for him. Like this is not a graceful exit. You know what I mean? Like this is kind of like the manga equivalent of like what Trump is doing with like refusing to concede. Like, my man, just take the L and fucking move on. you made a good series. You know, you got your 15 minutes of fame.
So, Thurman, you're right. And Naruto is to this generation of come-ups as fucking Dragon Ball was to us. Like, it was the series that got a lot of people into. It was the quote-unquote starter pack. Just like this next generation starter pack will have been like My Hero Academia. And people latch on to that starter pack anime or manga, because that's what got them into the fandom, got them into this community, and that will always have a special place in their heart. What separates us from
The intellectuals, mind you.
the intellectuals meme here.
Only I
but,
can do a Nuxtaku impression. Thank you.
But no, like what separates us from this group of people is we realize that our starter pack was not the be all end all for this.
Yeah. Can you imagine if I was James Hansen up here? Like, nothing will ever top Bleach. It's just
I will
perfect.
milk Bleach content for all of days.
Oh my poor
no.
bro! I hope in 50 years he's still finding a way to talk about Bleach.
Somehow he will.
Yeah. But no, so there's like a group of people. It's troubling, and like literally, like I know I've read somewhere about like certain mental illnesses will like be obsessed with nostalgia because it make like they're scared of new things, and they're like they want to fucking always be looking back because it makes them feel comfortable, like in a time where they were comfortable. You know what I mean? Have you ever read that shit, David?
I'm kind of guilty of it because I continuously go back to Code Geass.
Right, I hear this all the time, like, you know, the 10 anime I want to start, me rewatching this one. It's like, bro, like, meanwhile, like, one of the things I'm very proud of with myself is I very rarely I will only rewatch something if I'm watching it with a friend. Like, so I'll reread, I'll go find clips, but I don't rewatch something alone. Because, like, I look at that as wasted time. I'm like, I'd rather be experience something new. But I see that there's groups of people that are obsessed with their shit never ending. And you want to know where I see this very recently? Chainsaw Man. There are a worrying amount of people that are obsessively in denial about Chainsaw Man ending. I just saw another tweet. I don't know how much validity it has, but a tweet that Chainsaw Man might end at chapter 99. Did you see that tweet, David?
I did not.
Okay. So I did see it. It was from one of the ranking, the shonen like ranking things, third. And
motherfucker, if that happens, I owe Ann Arbor money.
Someone called 99. I don't remember who said that. Was it Ann Arbor? Yeah. and guess what? I went down to the comments, and the fucking denial, the copium going on down there, holy fuck. It's like, everyone's like, no, there's no way. They must mean climax for the, hold on, wait.
How?
Exactly! They're like, no way.
How the fuck is going to continue for like another 10, 15 chapters?
People, yeah, they're
you
going...
have the...
Do you mind if I finish real quick? I just had one more thought, and then I'd love your rant. He's L-sitting. Anyway, so they're going. They're like, no, it must be the climax of the arc. There's no way. There's so much left to like. I'm like, dude, can you like? Am I the only one? I love Chainsaw Man. It's literally by the time Chainsaw Man ends, I think it's going to be in my top 5 manga of all time. I fucking adore it.
Okay,
but,
that actually hurts.
Yeah, I literally do think this will be top 5 for me. But like I would not blink I would not bat an eye if it ended in a couple chapters. Why? Because I'm mature enough to know that when things end before you get sick of them, that is much preferable to going forever. Naruto appeals to the people that have this childlike mentality that they never want their shit to end, okay? And that's why I loved Naruto when I was a kid getting into anime, because I was like, look at all these episodes. I can watch all the filler too, and just something to watch. Put moving colors in front of my eyes because I hate my life. It's sad but true. I feel like these are the people that they don't want to move on to any other anime. They just want their fucking series to go on forever, and they want to be, when they die, they want to be put into the fucking Matrix in a never-ending Naruto loop.
Well, let's be real. There's 3 things that you brought up there that are very, very good. The first one I want to weigh on is Chainsaw Man fandom. If you're in this video because we are algorithmically fed to Chainsaw Man fans, you are fucking crazy if you think this shit is lasting for another year. Yeah. I don't give it... I would be shocked if it makes it to chapter 100 right now. You have T-Pose sitting fucking dingy there, ready
This is looking very Final Battle.
ready to take the chainsaw dick to Makima.
Everyone's
okay?
like, we still have hell. We still have power to get back. We still have the primordials. The comment I keep seeing that fucking kills me is, but there's so much left to be explained. There's so much potential. I'm like, you've clearly never read a Fujimoto manga, okay?
Every comment, every friend of ours that has read Fire Punch, every person, it's like, this is how Fujimoto reads. Well, right now, when fucking Chainsaw Man ends, I'm saying it right now, Red and I are reading Fire Punch on stream.
Sure, yeah. And I want to also, if Chainsaw Man ends under 100 chapters, we are going to do the biggest fucking called that shit dance. We're going to do a goddamn called that shit musical. I'm going to get fireworks. I'm going to get fucking strippers. I don't give a fuck. Like
Socially distanced.
I want to. Oh yeah, for sure. I want to paint called that shit on each ass cheek, like a letter for. So let me do the math there. How many letters is that? C-A.
While you do that, like
that's a lot. That's a lot of trippers we're gonna need.
Yes. I hope you have deeper pockets than me.
I don't. You're the Amazon worker here.
So you know what's funny with that
Yeah, go ahead,
about
Bert.
the whole thing is just like the Chainsaw Man thing is just really hilarious because I don't care if it ends either way. I'm still enjoying it, right? But the thing is, though, it's just like people like that who have that mentality is just it's very unhealthy to me.
Yes, exactly.
So guys, like because my whole thing is it's just like yes, Chainsaw Man is going to be gone. It's going to be sad, but you have other series in Jump. That's why it's called a magazine for a reason. I don't go to read Kodansha just to read one fucking thing. When I read Kodansha shit, I read like 4 or 5 things. You know, I read Blue Lock, I read Eden Zero, I read Fire Force. You know, when Fire Force ends, because it's going to be ending soon, guess what?
Rip.
I'll have Blue Lock, I'll have Eden Zero, I'll have whatever the fuck. You know, it's not that hard to get into another series. They make it seem like with the series ending, like their life is over. Like there's nothing else. They have nothing else to do with their life.
Well,
You can read My Hero. You can read One Piece. You can read Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen.
And by the way, notice that the only long-running series in my top 10, and by the way, when I say long-running, I mean like 500 chapter plus. The only one in my top 10 is One Piece. Why? Because that is the only long-running series I've seen where at 0 point am I like, he's artificially extending this. Because Oda is like actually a fucking alien, and he somehow can break the laws of physics with story writing. Because that is the only one I've seen that is going for as long as he feels it needs to. And yet it's still that long. But everything else, the series that come down to being amazing and like in my top stuff are always like 200 or less, 300 or less. Fullmetal Alchemist, fucking phenomenal. Assassination Classroom, phenomenal. Fucking, I'm trying to think of other examples here of short running. See here. You get the picture, right? Gravity Falls is one I think about it a lot. I show that show to people and they're like, he could have done so many more seasons. And Alex Hurst, the guy who makes that show, has gone on record many times. Yeah, sure, I could have. But Alex Hurst had a rule when he was making Gravity Falls. He said every single episode will advance the character development of at least one main character. And if it doesn't, then it's a wasted episode. So every single episode of that show, there's something subtly or massively changing with a character. And the second he felt like he couldn't do that anymore and the character arcs were done, he ended it. So, get over it, man. Like there's so many series out there. For me, when Chainsaw Man ends, you know what I'm going to be excited about? I'm going to be excited about his next series. Like, cool, now we can write a new one. See what else he comes up with.
Chainsaw Man's pretty good. It's definitely in... Probably won't be in my top 5, but when it comes to Jump, it's definitely there. Like, it's probably one of the series I look forward to. Like, I look forward to Chainsaw Man more than I do My Hero now.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
get fucked. Damn, My Hero used to be your favorite. My Hero used to be your goddamn favorite manga, Thurman.
Because of course, Chainsaw Man is not beating Jujutsu Kaisen or Black Clover for me. But for damn sure, Chainsaw Man is beating pretty much everything else besides One Piece.
Yeah.
So it's like Chainsaw Man, Dr. Stone, and then it's teetering between like Black Clover. I still got like 5 or 6 more chapters left to. Well, it'll be 6 by tomorrow because I keep forgetting we have Friday chapters.
Woo!
Yeah,
baby.
So around Thanksgiving holiday, around the Thanksgiving holiday, expect some Black Clover content to start. That'll be interesting. One of the biggest. When we originally ran that shit, I was shit posting. Every time we did
that was pre-time Skip David, bro.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it's the greatest series, but it is definitely one of the most well-evolved series. And that is saying something.
But all this, just to not get off topic, all this to say, let things end. That goes for you too, Kishi.
Yes.
Final thoughts for everyone.
So, you were saying, Red, like, there's that danger of holding on to something for way too long. That nostalgia blindness is what led even Kishimoto back.
Seemingly.
So when you see all of these new authors, just to tie everything together, when you see all these authors coming back, you see evolution or at least experimentation. I'll give him credit where credit's due. He did experiment in another entire genre. He did try to do something different, but he relied on his old ways of storytelling. And you see every other author that has come back to Jump evolve their storytelling, evolve the way they do dialogue, do art. They have that wonderful little mix of exposition and a hook. All chapter 1 of Samurai 8 was an exposition dump. It was literally like, here is the entirety of our plot, our MacGuffins, and everything else. This is what you have to look forward to this entire series.
See, some people fucking love just like reading like wiki articles on how like fictional worlds work, right? I understand that can be fun, but to me, my favorite kind of series is one that like eases you in. I don't want to be fucking fisted chapter 1 with all the information, okay? I want you to start me off with like just introduce me to these characters. What are their lives like? And then I want to learn about the world through their eyes, right? I want to hold on, I'm still talking. I want to be there with them. Like Jujutsu Kaisen has done this well. I really like. I've liked learning it through. What is the main character's name in Jujutsu Kaisen, Thurman?
Yuji.
Yeah, I've been enjoying like learning it through his eyes, right? So like that's and Hunter x Hunter did that really well too. One of my favorite arcs, I think it's very underrated, Heaven's Arena. Learning Nen, it was so fun to learn it. The fact that he waited a good like 40-50 chapters to even introduce Nen, it made it so much better. In fact, as I'm enjoying the power system in Jujutsu Kaisen, like it's pretty good, but I keep thinking to myself, I don't think I'm gonna like it as much as Nen, because I think Nen had more of a time to slowly ease in, you know? So anyway, as you're saying,
so like a perfect example of a modern chapter 1, and it's one that I will go back to as much as I have a big distaste for the series now.
Promise to Neverland?
Yeah. Yes, that is a phenomenal way to have that little bit of exposition and to hook me into this universe, to make me want to learn more through the eyes of the main characters.
Yeah.
Series ended up shitty, but it definitely was that good modern chapter 1. It's not 17 pages of text, a couple full page spreads, 17 more pages of text.
Imagine if Promise Neverland had, instead of like what we saw with the kids, it was just like, it started off like, we live in a pen. We thought we were orphans. You know, there's these demons. It's just
Mama's a traitor, but also on our side.
It's so funny too, because it's just like Kishimoto clearly, because we always bring this up, and I remember, David, I tagged you in the comment that said the exact same thing we've been saying in our Samurai 8 video, is that Kishimoto clearly is still stuck in his 90s era of writing.
Yes.
Because remember, Kishimoto has been in this game for a decade. Like, he's a 90s writer. You know, he was writing with the big boys. He was writing, you know, with the Rurouni Kenshin author, with Kubo, with Oda, with Sorachi. Like, he's up there with like the legends, right? Like, he's not like his era of like the 90s era of manga is considered probably one of the best. Not even just for Jump, but for like Kodansha too, you know? I believe they had Get Backers back then. They had like a Love Hina back then. Like, they had some good shit back then. So the 90s was like,
you had Rave Master, you had Fairy Tail starting.
You had the boom of like manga back in the 90s. So Kishimoto was back there with the big boys, you know what I'm saying? With authors who are chilling, retired now, sipping coffee, sipping wine or some shit, or whatever. So like, he's not like a scrub. He's not a smug person. He knows where he stands in the manga history. Like, if they ever made like a manga like
Hall of Fame
awards or Hall of Fame, he
definitely deserves it. Yeah,
he definitely deserves it. No one's taking that away from him. He definitely deserves it. But the main issue is, like we keep saying, and like David kept saying, is that he doesn't evolve. He's still stuck in his 90s era of writing.
Compare Kishimoto to Araki. That man, part 1 is ass booty trash garbage. Okay, like, holy fuck. Like, part 1 is worse than anything Naruto has ever given us. Like, I hate it with a passion. And now it's like one of the best things I've ever read. So like, that's a man who saw the direction of where Jump was going, and he's always like 2 steps ahead. Always, motherfucker. Yep. Yeah. Kishimoto, man, I feel like he had some good shit. The era that he came out in, it was perfect. It was what people were looking for. But then he kept doing that forever. Yep. And that's why popularity in a series just went. You know.
So, Thurman, Red, you both have seen the interview where, like, Oda said that if One Piece started in today's magazine,
Yes.
it would not get to anywhere near where it did, because it would have been at the bottom of the rankings.
Attention spans are different, unfortunately.
And that is what you saw when Samurai 8
Yeah.
got axed.
And that fucking makes me sad. Sorry, go ahead and finish.
That leads into another video that we were going to be talking about, the lack of axing and where the modern Jump is right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that we definitely do want to discuss, and it's been recommended to us for a while now. So that's one that we'll be doing here in the near future.
That shit really does make me sad. And I can't even deny, like, we have been ruined with when it comes to attention span, because, like, I don't think One Piece would be as impactful if we didn't have that slow build up, right? Because that was what made it. It wasn't like we jumped right into the grand line. Like, the grand line was this goal to look forward to, and like it's very much like JoJo Part 1, where you're looking back at it, you appreciate JoJo Part 1 for like that slow build up to greatness. But I don't think we can ever have a series like that ever again, because like it just they don't succeed. And it's funny. I thought you were going to bring up a different Oda interview, one of my personal favorites, where Oda basically just confirmed absolutely no Boruto for One Piece. You remember that, Thurman? We did a video on it.
Yeah.
I love that. This man, like, talk about stark fucking opposite for Kishimoto. Oda's just like, absolutely fucking not. You're not touching my baby when I'm done with it. Good for him.
I absolutely appreciate.
And I'm giving Kishimoto the benefit of the doubt only because I feel like he's just trying to end it. Like, if he's just trying to end it, that's okay. Then that's his.
I hope so.
But to me, like, because like, why would you need to capitalize? Because, like we said, you can look at the sales yourself. Boruto is not doing well manga wise. Like, I hear all the time.
I always hated the art of Boruto. I don't know if it ever got any better, but like the first couple chapters, I fucking despised the art.
Like, I heard the manga is not selling well. Like, I'm even shocked. Like, I heard it was weekly, but then it moved to a monthly magazine.
I don't know if it was ever weekly. I thought it was monthly from the beginning.
Yeah, I thought so too. I have to confirm that because someone confirmed. I heard it was weekly, but then they moved to another magazine. But the point
I know
is,
it's a V Jump.
Yeah, the point is, it's just like the manga itself, I hear, is not very good. Like, and it's funny too because like, so the fan base is so split when it comes to Boruto. It's like one side like hates the anime, says it's stupid, everything like that, but the other side hates the manga, and then vice versa. There's other sides that think the manga is like the greatest thing ever. They're enjoying the manga, but hates the anime. They think that the anime is just stupid. But the thing is, though,
it's the same thing that Naruto had.
Yeah.
I've seen clips from Boruto's anime that fucking slap. Like, the fights in Boruto, at least that one fight, holy fuck, that's a good fight.
Ironic as it is, the anime is the main reason why the series is still alive.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the Boruto anime is one of the extremely popular right now in Japan. It's selling extremely well.
I remember when the Boruto anime was first coming out, they literally, I'm not kidding this, in an interview, they said, we're going to try to make the Boruto anime better than the manga. Like we're going to make it like, practically an original thing.
And
well, see, there's the one thing that I don't like, and it's the one thing that Studio Period is notorious for, is filler hell. And for all that it's worth, it seems like the filler is working here, which is something that
it's hard to denote what filler is in Boruto because it's a monthly thing. Like, it doesn't pace itself normally. So like what they're adding very well may be things that they would have done if it was weekly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, adapting from a monthly series versus a weekly series and an anime format that started basically at the same time. Like, it wasn't that long after that it started the anime.
I'd have to check that.
But like that pacing difference is what's creating this beauty and this split in the fandom. And Thurman, you're spot on. Like, that anime is saving the fucking manga here because you have that split. Like, the people that hate it because it's diving from the source that's giving it traction, and you're having the traction from the fandom that's like, yes, feed me more. So yeah, it's wild. I'll let you guys wrap this up. I'm going to go take a piss before we film anything else.
Well, I have to sleep for work soon. Do you not work tomorrow?
No, it's Friday.
It's not Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday.
It's
Amazon
tomorrow's Friday. It's Thursday.
Today is Thursday.
Oh, okay. I don't remember your fucking schedule. I don't give a fuck. It's not my problem.
Well, my schedule's all over the place now because it's peak.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna go with this. Y'all wrap this up.
All right, Thurman. Any final words for Kishi, the fallen soldier of manga?
Like I said, but I
Oh,
want
God.
people to understand something. Despite all our shit talking, I don't think it's a bad thing that he's coming back to write Boruto. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I just think that it seems very lazy, if that makes sense. He like I said, because most people he was overseeing it, but at the same time, like I kind of feel for the people who were reading it for the new author. I've seen a lot of arguments saying they didn't want Kishimoto to come back because they liked what the author was going for. They liked that he was doing a new spin on it. They liked it. What he was doing, he may not be the good writer as Kishimoto is, or whatever you want to argument there. I don't know. I don't read Boruto, but it's still giving like new blood a chance, to get their stuff out there, get their story told. And Kishimoto just firing this guy and taking over, this kind of seems kind of scummy to me. Like I don't, because the thing is about the translations is a lot of people are speculating like he was either fired or like something. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but
it does kind of seem like a thing like where you make a deal to someone like, yeah, sure, you were one of my top editors. I leave this in your capable hands. And then a year later, you're like, just kidding. I want it now. That thing that you fucking built up, it's mine again. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I mean like Boruto is not that popular enough for Kishimoto to really come back, like no one, like people talk about it, but it's mostly like shit talking, honestly. Like I don't hear many good things about Boruto.
Even fucking I'm pretty sure I can say her name now. Allie. Fucking she was a huge Naruto fan. She does spot on Hinata impressions too. One of the reasons I like her, anime voices at the reg. But but yeah, I told her this news. I was like, "Hey, Kishimoto's coming back to Boruto," and she was like, "Cool, still not gonna read it."
Because it's funny because I'm just like, what? I'm not really gonna be excited for it. I'm not that big of a Boruto fan. That's probably why. But it's just like nothing really changes, Because I mean, like what?
Except for the women characters.
Like Kishimoto coming back to Boruto means what exactly? You know what I mean? Nothing really changes. It's still gonna get sold out. The anime is still gonna be popular regardless. Nothing's really gonna change besides the story. Like nothing to me. Kishimoto coming back means nothing. It's like different from Kubo coming back because Kubo's making a whole new series, Burn the Witch. People are worrying about what Kubo's doing. Like he made a completely new series. He's pushing new stuff out for this new series. People are speculating Burn the Witch is part of the Bleach universe. There's a lot of talk surrounding
and
that.
There's not speculation. It's pretty much confirmed because of interviews and then the one shot, which is going to be in the first volume. Like that's the West Branch and East Branch.
Yeah, it was so like how in Bleach, I know you don't know much about Bleach, Thurman, but people, it was always kind of weird that the afterlife was like specific. Like they went to the afterlife and it was all like feudal Japan based, and people were like, "That's weird." But no, it turns out Soul Society from Bleach was just the eastern branch of the afterlife, and then this takes place in like so it basically is in the same world.
Yeah, so it's just like with that, there's a lot more stuff going on with Kubo. Like when people heard that Kishimoto was coming back, that's when the talk was coming. His new series, everything like that, blah, blah, blah. But him coming back just to write a series that he already completed is just like...
Yeah, no one gives a fuck. They're like, oh, okay.
Okay, you're coming back, Kishimoto. Right,
and it just reeks of, like, low self-confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Kubo's like, fuck... Like, if you look at both of them right now, like, that's why we made a video a long time ago, like, Long Live the King, Rise of Kubo, Fall of Kishimoto. It's just funny how tables have turned. Like, because... back in the day, they gave Naruto all the fucking special treatment, and they fucking shat on Kubo all day, every day. I like to think about the J-Stars cover. Remember the J-Stars cover, Thurman?
Yep. Oh
yeah. So, like, and even Jump Force, wasn't it Goku, Naruto, and Luffy?
Yeah, but to be fair on that, that's smart on like a Western perspective because those are the three most
No,
popular.
Bleach is fucking hella popular in America.
Yeah, but more popular than One Piece, Naruto, and Dragon Ball though.
Whatever, man. I'm just point being, they could have had 4 of them. It should have been Ichigo, Naruto, Luffy, and then Goku in the back.
That I agree with. Usually there's always like a four protagonists during the trailer.
Point being, Kubo really, just by having the amount of swagger that he does, fucking rose back to the top. Whereas Kishimoto, I feel, he just feels like the guy that strolled in with like his sunglasses and like slammed his dick down on the table and he was like, "I'm back, baby," and then like 2 days later everyone's like, "Can you leave? We're kind of sick of you."
Yeah, so it's interesting to think about, but honestly, I wish Kishimoto the best with this. We'll see how it goes, but this means I won't be reading Boruto still. You know, I'll just be dusting off Dr. Stone, Black Clover, and Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah. Final thoughts for you, David.
Final thoughts. Write good women characters for once, you goddamn misogynist.
Whoa. David. Drunk, punchy David's coming out.
Prove me wrong. Write a coherent, capable fucking whammon.
Whammon.
Don't you remember Granny Chio?
Yes, the wise old granny trope.
Yeah. Anyway. Peace.